More pluralism. We came to power. Now we understand that there are only few people with certain reformist views. We must change it. The crucial step is coming. Your step. You can maintain a young and possibly progressive neo-communist party of the Soviet Union. You can secretly release Tarasov from a psychiatric hospital. You can also return Yakovlev or Kosolapov. Yakovlev opposed of the invasion of Czechoslovakia and has close friendly ties with the British monarchy. Kosolapov contributed to the reinstatement of the Molotov in party, but he was condemned for his Stalinism. He also told about a possible future counter-revolution in the party. You can continue the work of Andropov and form a special economic commission of Abalkin that will prepare the foundation of economic reforms. I don't think we are going to go Stalinist route. And Trotskyist, I think, is going to be even more extreme. Liberal, yeah, not really what we are going to go for. Conservative, we are conservative all across the board, but I think we kind of, I think this kind of gives us a better economy right now, and we want our economy to get better. We are going to do some minor reforms, I think. Yeah. Abalkin was given an honor to form a special commission to prepare Soviet economy for widespread reforms. Economists and party officials with reformist views were included in the commission, and common plan of the program already has signs of the transformation to socialist market economy. We profited. We don't have over 100 political powers still. That's bad, but we can live with it for now. Our stability isn't horrible, but look at the production. It's going really up there. Our industries are doing really well. MIC and hard industry are still high up there. I'm going to lower their spendings as well. Export, we are getting better. There's USA's stuff, but we are losing people in the army. I suppose it might be because we sent some arms, but whatever, it's fine. Power of KGB got lower, but oh well. Level of education dropped. Availability of education dropped. I think that might be good enough, though. I mean, it's still up there. That's pretty much all I wanted to do there. On our political front, I think I kind of feel like having one country at least getting subsidized for now. Because you are having this high of a disapproval, I'm maybe going to start with you, or let's start with... I don't know. I don't know which one I'm going to subsidize, really. Later on, I might go with the resources extraction route as well, but hopefully I don't need to, because it's going to require a lot of military aid to be able to do that as well. I think we are going to subsidize Tunisia. Yeah. We don't want their disapproval to get too high. Let's also send some military aid so they don't defect. I think we just might put some more in our gold reserves, so that's fine. The second phase of the country. Comrade General Secretary. Now when you have climbed to power, you need to appoint informal second person of the country, the Secretary on Ideology, who would be your de facto under secretary and the man who will maintain your policy on ideological level. There are quite a few variants and all of them can influence on our country's life. We've already gone the reform route a little bit, but I've never really had Gorbachev as our second phase of the country. We don't want Ligachev, and Gromyko is has the most power in the cabinet. I don't know. He's moderate as well, apparently. Although it says here moderate as well. But it's Stalinist. Like, I don't want to go too harshly on reforms. It might be Romanov that we are going to get and lower the power of Gromyko when we get the chance, really. Romanov, who had been put forward by Andropov, like Ligachev, Gorbachev, Abalkin and others, was administrating Leningrad with a firm hand and greatly raised the city economy and development, provided the growth of welfare. Now when he has become the undersecretary, he is realizing his stringent pragmatic policy. We lost some profit there. I suppose we did kind of make our mark on the international scene there, but oh well. We don't have 100 political points yet. Okay, we are at 0 actually. It's second half of this month, and I don't think. Look at these, they don't really change all that much on the second month. Pretty much just from the events, I think they change. So yeah, we are not even going to change our budget. SDI. minus is proclaimed by US President Reagan. Long-term research and development program. In our military specialist's opinion, more precise name of the program would be Strategic Initiative Defense. It est actions to it est defense supposing executing of independent aggressive actions up to attack. Development do not stop, and the program is seriously financed. We can no longer sit idly. I don't think we are wanting to provoke the United States. We are not going to enlarge the nuclear program. We are not going to announce a counter program or start a research on our replica. But reacting to this provocation would make us look weak in the face of our generals and whatnot. So we are going to protest on a diplomatic level, which I don't think is going to really tank our relations with the United States. Today, at the ordinary conference of the United Nations Security Council, we made a protest against the Americans' project called SDI. Americans say that this is their own business and SDI is made only for peaceful purposes and for increasing USA defense. Yeah, we made a profit again. 200 millions. Excellent. Did we start at DEFCON 4? I think we dropped to DEFCON 3 at some point there. Then, oh well. These things happen. Availability of education has been still dropping, but it's still at 9. When it gets to 8, I think we might have to do something about that. Our HDI is a bit less than what it is, some kind of this other thing that we are comparing it against. Our production is really going through the roof. Okay, we are losing some MIC and hard industry is still up there. Suppose we'll switch them up a bit. Okay, 54. Oh, I can't because I would go to negative. Go on the negative. Self-fulfillment isn't as great as it could be. Our export and competitiveness are rising, corruption is lowering still. When it gets to like 2, we may be able to cut down on some spending on stuff. Forgery plans. I don't know about what that really is. We are gaining in army size. That's great, actually. Our KGB loyalty tanked a little bit. I suppose it was because of that event. Our soldiers are really loyal toward us. I kind of it seems to be we would have to seriously cut down on stuff to make this go over. I have noticed. Availability of education. I suppose we Although we don't really have the money to spend on that. Citizens' income, it's pretty decent. It might just be that we'll... Oh, we can do something on this front. We could try to go for this mutual aid between allies. So if we get into monetary problems, we at least have somewhere where we can get money from. Let's get the foreign ministry. Yeah, before any events tank our political PowerPoints, and we have to start from the beginning. Okay, well, since I don't really feel like doing anything else, I suppose I could send some more military aid to Tunisia. We also getting these country developments a little bit up wouldn't be a horrible idea, actually. I may just do that once all across the board, because we don't want this disapproval level to go up too quickly. I don't really know what... Well, this is an instantaneous one. This is an ongoing one. Do we have our industry power? We have it at 7. We can't get Finland to join us. Military and civil aid are required for and industry power over 7. I don't know, it's... I kind of want our to keep these a bit happy, at least. We are gaining disapproval so quickly. It's something we want to do from the really quickly. Our economy isn't yet up there, but it might survive the hit if we give some civil aid. It's really much money that we are going to spend on that. But hopefully it's one or more political points. We can't actually even do that. So, anti-alcohol campaign. The Supreme Soviet, particularly one of its most prominent members, Comrade Ligachev, is offering us to launch an anti-alcohol campaign, because lots of our citizens are addicted to alcohol that hurts the national economy and negatively influences to medical situation in the country. What's your decision? No prohibition, that's historically been really bad. Refusing the offer, nah. alcohol is a problem, I think. An anti-alcohol campaign would be the Western kind of thinking on that, but since we are a centralized government kind of a thing, we can just directly increase the prices of alcohol. Well, I suppose one could raise taxes on alcohol in the Western, in capitalistic countries as well, but actually this gives us money, kind of a thing. It's I'm just going to increase the price of alcohol. The increase in prices is an extension of Brezhnev's position and created a lot of new jokes, but it didn't create any problems. People started to drink a little less, but profit had increased. We have 12 political power. The disapproval level is still at 10. We are on the second quarter. I kind of feel like using these 23 million. We are still, I suppose, since we are on the second quarter, it doesn't really update. So yeah, we are going to use that money and those points of ours to give some civil aid. Something went wrong. Let's see here. We have gold reserves above 465. What went wrong then? It's the dissatisfaction. That's what went wrong. We are going to send the military there. We don't want to lose Bolivia. Oh, there's one. I think Sudan was ours in the beginning, but it would have cost us ridiculously much to keep it on our side. So we just let that one fall. Now then, civil aid to everybody. We are the good guys. Trust us. One or more political points are required to send any more. Okay, well, let's just. We are down to 5,400 millions on this turn, but oh well. Your private advisor suggests to deal with our competitors who tried to prevent our rise to power and will try to further disturb our action in order to strengthen their own position, discredit us, and usurp our position. We need to show our power. We can't let them to succeed. Okay, we are going to lead the party against Gorbachev. No, Gromyko, who's the most powerful one, yeah, the moderates. Now, when we have become the most influential person of the USSR political arena, we can do whatever we want. Their comrades were crushed and removed from power. As for our main opponent, we are preparing his retirement. And we profited again, despite us having spent all that on. And instead of getting 5 disapproval per turn, we only got 4. Now I think that's how it worked. This one last one that we didn't manage to give civil aid to is at a disapproval level 15 instead of 14. Oh well. So our hard industry is still maxed out, and our MIC is falling still. We are going to do some more funneling of funds from hard industry to MIC still. Our agriculture is doing pretty well, actually. We are going to get it down to 184 now. We are that technology of ours is going to come into effect slowly but surely, I think. How much? We have 205 science, not enough to do really anything we might want. Forgery plans. We have some forgery plans. I don't know what that means and how we can get it lower, whatever. Our corruption is still at 3. We fighting against corruption, since that is going to be diminishing returns and whatnot. We are just going to get it a bit lower there. It's probably fine. We'll start curbing down our corruption in other ways. Level of education, but availability of education is pretty much where I want it to be, yeah. Mine's liberalization is at 3. Pretty much where we want it to be, so I'm going to go and lower our state propaganda just a tiny bit. Our stability is 67, that's good enough, so we can afford to do that. Our citizens' income has fallen. We are going to put some more on other social spendings. Law and order has dropped down a little bit. Like it's okay, fine, I'll give some more budget to them. Okay, and light industry, it's still getting better, I think. Cultural contentment, I don't know how we even can really get it better, really. Political PowerPoints. We are on the negative, so we can't really influence anything on this sphere there. So I think one last thing, I think we'll get some more cultural enlightenment. I think we are in other ways. It's fine. Yeah. Envelopes for Republic's leaders. They are probably never really going to like us, but whatever. We are actually rising on our relations with the US, so that's good. Let's see here. Campaign against the racism. An urgent message from our Minister of Foreign Affairs. The USA has put economic sanctions on the South African Republic, which still pursues a policy of racial segregation. Should they intervene in our other countries' affairs, or the world is waiting for our government's reaction? Well, we are not going to be against the... I mean, we are going to be against the racism. And I don't know what this intervene deeper is. So we are going to join the sanctions. I think this is going to also be good for our relations with the US. After we had joined sanctions against South Africa, the apartheid regime started to fall. Then their new government declared political amnesty and held free elections. Our political power is still on the negative, and profit was also negative. That's not that great. We don't still have this on our side, this South Africa here. Oh well. Let's see here. Oh, it's still the second half of this. I think we'll just get another turn in. COSATU. The Congress of South African Trade Unions, including 21 trade union, has been founded recently. This is the largest association of trade unions in South Africa, and this fact gives us a very good chance to increase our influence on the continent. I could support them in the media. That wouldn't tank our relations with the US, I don't think. But providing full support, I think will actually get them on our side. Just outright. I'm going to provide them full support. Actually, I think it depends on our country's state. Whether it will get them, but I think we'll just provide them full support. During increased support from our side and Western sanctions, as well as a substantial increase in funding additional work with government officials, the African National Congress and the Communist movement was allowed. Politicians of the left-wing coalitions were forgiven, although the opposition groups laid down their arms, turning to peaceful struggle. In the upcoming elections, it is expected the victory of the communist coalition led by ABK. Oh no, we are losing profits.